guys, what's up? In today's video, we're basically going to be looking at building a basic nutrition plan for somebody who's in TY, 5th year or 6th year in school and who's looking to get a better grasp on their overall nutrition. It's absolutely no secret at all that nutrition holds the key in terms of results. I feel as if over the last number of years, nutrition has definitely been highlighted as one of the main factors in terms of progressing. One of the main supplements I would recommend having would be Impact Whey Protein. The reason being is because it's mainly so cheap and because it's just so efficient. You can literally add it into any meal and top up the overall protein content, which could benefit you. We're going to start off today with the breakfast and we're going to have a look at some realistic options. Typically, youngsters are going to be going for the likes of the cereals. So the ones that I would recommend would be Weetabix's protein, to be honest. It is a little bit expensive, but the macronutrient values are quite good and it can definitely be a decent product to use on a daily basis. However, what I would definitely lean towards more would be oats or porridge, if you like. If you were able to have oats in the morning, very quick, very easy made, top in some whey protein into it, maybe add in a little bit of fruit, nuts, whatever you're feeling, you could be looking at a fantastic way to kickstart your day, for particularly those who are heading straight out to school. Moving on then to some options for healthy lunches, in terms of snacks, we've got some great options. We've got the likes of the fruits. I would generally stick to the cheaper fruits just to save your parents that little bit of money. So we'd be looking at things like bananas, apples and oranges would all be really good grab and go options. If you're into nuts, almonds, cashews and whatnot, they could definitely be really good options as well. Protein bars could be another option. I wouldn't have them every day because we have to remember they are processed, but they do have some benefits to them and they could definitely help you stay on track. In terms of the overall lunches, sandwiches are still the king of lunch boxes. It's absolutely no secret. One of the main differences that people need to change up is the fact that they need to be swapping up that white bread to wholemeal bread. They're going to be doing themselves a ton of favors just in terms of building up their overall fiber content on a daily basis, in terms of keeping themselves fuller for longer. In order to get better results in school, it's going to be super important to have your nutrition bang on point. It's a very simple change just to change it up to wholemeal bread as opposed to white bread. Simply get your parents to pick up the wholemeal or the brown loaf as opposed to the white. It's a simple change that can make all the difference. In terms of the actual sandwich then, feel free to load it up with any veggies that you like. The likes of your lettuce, onion and tomatoes can all be great options, as well as throwing in your meat source, the likes of your tuna if you want, chicken, turkey, ham, whatever it may be. The only thing I will say here is Irish mammies and people in general in the Irish population have a tendency to grab the easiest option. So you will see the likes of the packaged ham generally being thrown into the lunches. What my solution here would be, get your mother or your father or whoever cooks up the food in your house to simply cook a bit extra from the dinner the day before and then use that meat for your sandwiches the following day. In terms of the overall dinner then, typically in Irish families we will see options such as potatoes, the vegetable of choice, and also some meat. That's typically what's going to be on offer for the majority of Irish households, and we shouldn't fear any of these options. The only thing I will say is if weight loss is your goal and if your parents or whoever is cooking up the food are adding in some extra unnecessary stuff like butter, real butter and full fat milk, you may want them to reduce the amount of this, because it won't be doing you any favors in terms of actually losing weight. Feel free to load your plate up with vegetables. They're full of unbelievable benefits. They're high in fiber, they're full of different vitamins. Vegetables are so low in calories as well, so you really shouldn't have to worry too much about the portion size with them. Make sure you select a decent portion of meat, whatever meat is on offer for the day. I remember when I was living at home, I used to be fighting with my brother and my father over who was getting the most meat. I'd always make sure I had a decent portion myself, just so I knew I was getting in enough protein. The potatoes are quite low in calories, so I really wouldn't fear having 3 or 4 scoops of it, particularly if it meant, staying away from the likes of your biscuits or ice cream after dinner. It would definitely be a lot more beneficial for you. Later on in the evening, smoothies would be another amazing choice. If you did have access to a blender, you could blend up a tasty smoothie in no time at all. Once again, if you did have that whey protein, you could bump up the overall protein content of it, hitting you towards them protein goals on a daily basis. Bacon medallions could also be another option if you had a George Foreman. Lob them into George Foreman, you might have access to wholemeal wraps at home or maybe more wholemeal bread. Again, it's another decent, tasty, nutritious meal. Protein yogurts could definitely be an option as well. It's really not going to matter what ones you go for, to be honest. There's tons of them in every supermarket around Ireland right now and they're all pretty similar. If some of these basic changes did help you guys, please make sure to tag a mate who may need to eat healthier as a teenager, share it into your WhatsApp group, or just send me some feedback. Until the next time, see you guys later.